Don't trip, Pop. There. In those tears, man, as Revelation 21 speaks of, the Lord will wipe away our tears and he will end all of our suffering and pain. I know that my story is a lot of tears and a lot of pain and suffering. So right now, speaking on my Riverside Martin Luther King's Hall of Shame, I became your account. This is the end of it. I've been horsing around. Great, ain't no OUTLAWZ. Actually, and first was a lot of anger and resentment and making an enemy of the place. Then it became a humorous account, basically teasing with Larry Garman and making it comical. It's absolutely amazing and creative to the Inland Empire. But of course, OUTLAWZ took over everything in my downfall and departure from this place. That I was as good as Marvin Lee, the retired Jersey, okay, and on. Not good as him, I was better. I was better than Marvin Lee. I had a lot more all around of my game, right? Defensively, okay, which defense is said to be what? Win championships. Defense wins championships. I was more solid than Marvin Lee. I had a right hand. All Marvin Lee had was a left hand. All he had was a left hand. That's what God blessed him with, was his left hand to basically bully the sun-kissed league. Pick on a little weak little sun-kissed league of nothing. There it is on my hand right there, tattooed, Riverside. What's that say? Riverside Martin Luther King varsity letter. Since you guys don't even want to give me my Letterman jacket, because I lettered there and I put in work, jumped over centers that were 6'7", had to jump over 6'5", our point guard being standing at 6'5". I stopped growing at 6 feet tall due to my family genes, right? And I was only a sophomore. I got the freshman, sophomore year on the varsity, okay? And all the seniors were taken off. So this place was going to be mine to conquer, to take over. I was above the rim, slam dunking, better dunker than Marvin Lee, okay, for acrobatic dunk contest. Where's your guys' dunk contest at? Okay, all I see is some boring old next Larry Bird of a brother, and he's a brother, but he's the next Larry Bird. Look what Michael Jordan did to Larry Bird. 64 points, okay, right? Michael Jordan won how many dunk contests he won? Okay, so Kawhi Leonard, I'm saying to Kawhi Leonard, he's an Uncle Tom of a nigga to me. You like an Uncle Tom brother to me. You ain't a real nigga of it all. Then you're gonna sit there and you're gonna ignore me. You're gonna ignore my presence. You're not gonna shout me out. You're gonna go off and hang with Drake. Here's my watch right here. Best basketball player of Saddleback High School in Santa Ana of all time. I was in the 7th grade, booted up all the way to the varsity, showing up at a summer league game, and ended up all the way booted up to the varsity in the 7th grade. So I could have went this. Actually, I was in the district. That's where we came from. When we moved, we stationed and moved to the Inland Empire to basically save you people from the darkness that you were gonna get, because Marvin was basically gone. So I was gonna replace Marvin Lee. That's the retired jersey at Riverside Martin Luther King, right? Standing at 6'3". He's 2 inches taller than me too. He's taller than me. He's a legit about 6'2", 6'3". I stopped at 6 feet tall. They put me in the book at 6'2", because I used to be able to jump over 6'7". I played like I was 6'7". I dunked on Drew on Drew in practice. 6'7". We were the up and coming freshmen to conquer and take over the varsity over at Riverside Martin Luther King. That was in 2005 and 2004. I got hurt in 2004. So I was thinking of 2005, 2006 and be a McDonald's, most likely a McDonald's All-American. Well, yeah, if Michael Conley made it to the McDonald's All-American, I'm sure that I was going to be able to. But he had all type of politics because he was basically in the NBA in the 8th grade because they already had him. See, that this stuff is all a game. It's all a game. It's all a game, twisted game that's ran by the devil. That's what all this stuff is. That's why you people will throw me out and not give me my recognition. Rashad's mom, yeah, go ahead, smile on, laugh on. Laugh on, count your money. You're on fire, woman. I'm laughing at you too. With your Rashad wearing his little upside down LA hats. You stay away from me. You people stay away from me. You're done. You're banned. You see that I'm wearing right here? That's the cross of Tupac Amaru Shakur's back right there, where he was talking about Exodus. Okay? Freeing the slaves. And this is a form of slavery. Oh, yes, it is. Because, yes, it is. I am definitely ticked off that my jersey isn't retired. And I'm going to talk about this right now as we break into it. Because now Derrick Rose, the tragedy of the Chicago Bulls, okay, he's the tragedy. He tore his knee on live completely in half. Completely in half, he tore his knee going up to drive in and do a jump stop. And I'll post my jump stop I did in the All-Star showcase, Pangos. Same one that LeBron James played against Mater Dei. Beat Mater Dei with one hand, one finger. I was at that game. I was sitting in the second row, Pauley Pavilion. I played at Pauley Pavilion. Had about 14 points for Riverside King off the bench. Off the scariest bench probably around, okay? If you even make one mistake, he's yanking you out. He's yanking you freaking out to sit down. Anything you do, I had to prove myself worthy. I actually got screwed over by King because I could have went to so many places and started varsity my freshman year and took over programs. But yeah, we went to this what became a rival of Mater Dei because of Marvin Lee ball hogging the ball. Then he had Garrett and he had Leon. So they had a squad that was as strong as Mater Dei. Okay? They had a squad that was stronger than Mater Dei. So now, because what did this place used to be? What did this terrible, menacing place with KKKs, right? With KKKs, skinheads, what did it used to be? It was just an orange grove. It was an orange grove. It was nothing. Then they got this ball hogging kid from what? From Pauley High School, right? He's from the same high school as Reggie Miller. Poor Reggie Miller. That's what he needed. He needed Marvin Lee's legs. Because that's why he couldn't beat Michael. So Reggie never got a championship. But I'm sure if I didn't get hurt, I was just theorizing and doing a what if. And I told my dad if I didn't get hurt and if I got drafted by the Indiana Pacers and it was me and Reggie Miller and Shaq had came over, Shaquille O'Neal had came to the Indiana Pacers instead of Kobe Bryant, we would have probably got 10 rings. Travis Best could have came off the bench behind me at point guard. Oh, yes, because I'm going to tell you this right now. Derrick Rose number, okay, is retired for the Chicago Bulls. The biggest disaster And what if of the one of the biggest disasters and what ifs of the NBA has now had his jersey retired where he was cursed. Okay? And Michael Jordan's coming out of his dark little hole to congratulate him. But why won't Kawhi Leonard congratulate me? Why won't you guys retire my jersey at Riverside Martin Luther King? Because I'm going to tell you this much right now, freshman, sophomore year, I was as good as Derrick Rose. I know that much. Me and him were pretty equal. Okay? And he would have had problems with me on any level, too. We were equally talented. I was as good as Derrick Rose, and I was the tragedy of Riverside Martin Luther King, okay, to go down and be gurneyed out of there straight to emergency room hospital. Now they're kicking me out of the hospital. Now they're kicking me out of the hospital and discharging me, complaining they're running out of room after Joe Biden's coronavirus hit. Now, this is what it becomes, right? It's my Jason Parrott, Valley Falcon, Isaiah 40, verse 31 chain. You know what I mean? Those who wait on the Lord, chain, there it is, will have wings and fly to heaven above. New Jerusalem in the sky, gold box in the sky. This is what you OUTLAWZ need in your life. You guys need Jesus. This is what you need because you guys are all on your way to hell, okay? And whatever the AI did to Adrian, Justin Hudson, and Kelly Lazarus over, yeah, you guys are counting your money. You suckers are going to hell. Count your money for the devil who's real. I'm telling you, I'm going to heaven, New Jerusalem, to eat and drink freely, amen? Wonderful, beautiful place in the sky, gold box, you know what I mean? That's what y'all going on with you, OUTLAWZ. So anyways, back to my story. I'll get on this nonsense of Moreno Valley, Miss Lazarus talking about she all the stuff up in a barber shop. You're a loser. That's where you ended up because I got hurt. Because what would you have been? You would have been, you're nothing. I would have ran everything. I would have been famous. I would have been a celebrity. I would have been making millions of dollars in acres and properties of a man. What are you? You're in a little apartment with some little Tom Hanks looking white boy. Ha ha to you, Kelly Lazarus. You ain't getting my money. You ain't getting my soul, bitch. I'll just tell you right what you are. Revelation 17, the woman on the beast. To burn in the lake of fire, bitch. You are, Kelly Lazarus. And you stay out of my lane, stay out of my face. Kelly Lazarus has actually banned me from Riverside Martin Luther King. She has banned me, actually, my first love. Okay, because she want to go over and imitate and idolize Tupac now. She wants to copy and be Tupac, huh? Yeah, look at what I did for Tupac. My jersey should be retired over there. I'm the most amazement that can be found on his situation. I'm just getting industry blackballed, let down. So anyways, yeah. If Derrick Rose's number could be retired and hung in the rafters, and he's the biggest disaster of the Chicago Bulls, might I add. We have him even on live, tearing his knee completely off, doing a jump stop in the lane, crossing and doing a jump stop. That was the end of Derrick Rose, the Bulls. Then they traded him away. Yeah, we used your little black behind up. That's what that is. It's a white man's world. You know that. Adam Silver owns the freaking NBA. Okay, whatever's going on in his body, we don't know, right? Oh yeah, you guys got a problem because I talk too much. I don't care. I don't care about you taking this head off. I don't care what happens with this body at all. Because I got a higher dimension place above that I'm flying to, and you guys aren't allowed. You guys are gonna be outside with the dogs. So it's all over. I don't care. This is me. I'm retired. It's over. I'm banned. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. If Derrick Rose's number could be retired for the Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan showing up out of retirement with a prune-looking face, he's freaking just looking like an old geezer freaking you are, bro. Man, I don't even care to even get an autograph from Michael Jordan no more, man. That's how bad he looks now. How terrible he's looking. But I always, you know what I mean? Always love Michael and everything. But I don't say I love my family. You know what I'm saying? I love Jesus Christ, bro. I love heaven. I don't love none of these celebrities, man. None of these famous people. There ain't nothing. He don't want to thank the Lord for his growth spurt that made him even conquer everything, because he got to 6'7", and I stopped at 6 feet tall, and I had to do this with so much more harder for me to even do. I had to move to point guard. I was moving to point guard when I got hurt. And the last game I played in, one of the last games I played in, I had 21 points and 21 assists. That was with IEVP. Coach Keith, he's ran up the hills to hide from me too. He don't want to talk about me too. IEVP. I think Marvin used to play for them too. Yeah, I think Marvin is former IEVP as well. So the retired jersey of Riverside Mountain King, Kawhi Leonard's campus, NBA Hall of Famer. I'm sure he'll be in the Hall of Fame for his quiet career. He needed Michael Jordan, just like Pippen needed Michael Jordan. So Kawhi's kind of dying out. Then we got AI dropped off. So everything is about messed up and over. You know what I mean? And funny. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say to Riverside Mountain Kings on Hall of Shame. Riverside Mountain Kings Hall of Shame. I fell to and became. There it is. This is coming from the best basketball player of all time, with Santa Ana Saddleback High School, playing in their summer league in the 7th grade. Coach Mass begging me to go there. I probably would have if I can go back and never have messed with Riverside Mountain King. I know this much, I wouldn't have gone there. Wherever we would have ended up, in this square, fake, owned by satanic, whack game it is, right? Owned by devil. I definitely wouldn't have gone to Riverside Martin Luther King no more. But I'm going to tell you this right now, and I'll say that until they retire my jersey. If you guys retire my jersey, I'll pull right up over there to you guys and go shake the coach's hands. I'll go show all the love I have for this place because I'll be a part of it. But now you guys have blackballed me. So now you're haunted. Now you're haunted, okay, by much. And made it worse to not retire my jersey and admit that I'm actually probably most likely the best ball player to ever come through this place of all time. And I'm better than Marvin Lee. I have better game for the long term as Marvin Lee. I'm stationed to be lowered at Newport Beach. Pacific View. Same funeral resting as legendary Hollywood hotshot cowboy John Wayne. See that? New amazement to be lowered in Pacific View of New Jerusalem, albeit New Jerusalem in the sky. So that's all I'm going to say about this to the NBA, to Derrick Rose. This is Riverside Martin Luther King's Hall of Shame. I fell to. I used to be an innocent, good child. You know what I mean? And I was going to take over this place, but my injury basically ended everything. So I'm Riverside Martin Luther King's disaster. And they don't want to talk. They've completely thrown me away. I will never hear from these people for nothing. They won't contact me in the inbox. They've completely cleaned their hands, and they want to hide this. They want to hide from me. Sweeney, he's retired now, off on his nonsense. What is he on? He's on some nonsense. That's what he's on. He's a sucker. He ain't no real. You ain't got no reality unless you even coming out of these streets in general. You guys are all fake. You guys all are bent over or owned by the devil. You know what I mean? And you won't freaking admit the fact that my jersey should be retired in the arena. So I'm going to say that because Michael Jordan has now came out of his hole, right? He's now came out of his hole. Pick up my cigar when I mentioned Michael Jordan. He's now came out of his hole, right? He's now came out of his hole. And to congratulate and hug Derrick Rose and just walk past me as though I'm nothing. And Leonard, okay, has been ignoring this. So I'm just going to let that be known, man. You know what I mean? If Derrick Rose's number is going to be retired for the Chicago Bulls and he tore his knee in half, completely in half, recorded on live auditing in front of the world, he never won a championship for you guys. Okay? So what's going on here? And then they're retiring his jersey. But they ain't retiring Patrick Williams' jersey at Kawhi Leonard's campus. And Kawhi Leonard is sponsored by Michael Jordan. He's actually sponsored by Michael Jordan. Okay? So it's the same thing. In other words, the same thing. You guys are falling in the category of the white supremacists that runs the campus. Okay? Sweeney's of a Hitler for doing this. Okay? And my number should be retired in the arena. There will never be a better one. The Riverside Month King, as Patrick Williams be stationed in Pacific View of Newport Beach. Same funeral resting as John Wayne and Kobe Bryant. Los Angeles Lakers star lowered in the resort. God bless.